have been subjected to countless attacks on their constitutional rights and humanity by agents of our very own government, as confirmed by the Attorney General's comments. The need for change, wholesale change, is urgent and long overdue.
Louisville Urban League just yesterday reacting to last week's U.S. Department of Justice report on the patterns and practices of both LMPD and Metro government. One focus of the news conference yesterday as well, stopping the longtime practice of keeping contract negotiations with the police union confidential. We are pleased tonight to be joined by the president and CEO of the Louisville Urban League, Dr. Kish Cumi Price, to talk about moving forward.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Well, today Mayor Craig Greenberg announced his first change in response to the DOJ report. Of course, that's allowing the Inspector General access to interview officers, to look at their body cam footage. How important do you think that is? Do you think it will really make a big difference?
I think it could make a difference. I don't know how big of a difference it would make if the recommendations aren't considered. So it only makes impact if those recommendations are adhered to. We saw time and time again in that report that there were recommendations that went forth, but they were not adhered to. So that's the biggest determination.
And I know you're looking to get a meeting with the mayor to discuss further that. Let's go back to the negotiating the police union contract. You want open, transparent negotiations. When you say that, what exactly are you talking about, specifics? What is it you want to see out there in the open, in the give and take?
Yeah, so at this point, they cannot be completely open to the public because the ground rules have already been signed by the mayor. But he does have the opportunity to include impacted community members on his negotiation team. And so we're trying to advocate for that, to be able to have impacted community members to be involved in the negotiation, even though it is closed.
When you were reading over some of the findings from the DOJ report, I mean, you were emotional. It was really difficult things to read. Mm-hmm. What is the one, if you had one part that really stood out to you from that report?
I mean, I shared some yesterday, and I thought about this last night, is that one of the stories that really stood out to me, a mother who was changing her child's diaper in the car was called out of the car and handcuffed, brought to the ground, knee on her neck, while her brother's in the car. He was searched, and the baby's in the front seat crying, and she almost lost consciousness, or at least they said it appeared as if she did, from the body cam footage. And to realize that that happened, and it was because they said she was obstructing a highway. She was in the alley behind her house. And I shared this with our Louisville Urban League Guild members last night at a dinner, that I just thought about that woman having to regain composure, attend to her child, actually change the diaper that she was planning to change after having an experience like that. That is not something that any of us, and I'm a mom, would ever want to experience or see anyone experience, regardless of being black, white, brown in this city. That's just unacceptable. And that's a form of bullying that we've seen play out over and over again. In that DOJ report, we see excerpts of these things, but there's so many stories that are untold. I hear from so many people, including within my own household, about experiences. And it just, why is this the norm, right? It's a different norm.
Well, we want to thank you coming in and sharing your thoughts as we're all trying to move the city forward. I know you're going to be a big player in that coming up.
Well, thank you.
Dr. Price, thank you very
appreciate it.
much.
Thank you.
Very nice meeting you here.